Hi guys, PJ here. Today I am back with the PC release of, it's Spider-Man Remastered. So this game released yesterday, thought we'd get straight on it today, have a look at all the settings, all the options in the game, and how it runs on a GTX 1660 Ti. Now this is a game I've actually completed on PS5, and to be honest with you, it was excellent, absolutely flawless. So we're going to see how it runs on this particular PC. Yes, no ray tracing on this particular card, but you know, it's a good looking game anyway, so let's, without further ado, check it out. So if we go straight to settings, we have all of our languages there. Quickly flip through for you, in case you want to see the selection. It's pretty much everything I can think of there. Not English, back to English. You've got your English VO there. You've got game options there, options to skip puzzles, etc. Screen tips on and off, stuff like that. Yeah, you can see for yourself what the list is there. It's pretty extensive. Like I say, feel free to pause the video and have a look at these if you want to see them in detail. Subtitles, on and off, sizes, colours, etc. Audio, pretty good audio options, guys, because as well as a master volume and music volume, which incidentally I've got turned down, otherwise copyright strike from YouTube and I won't be very popular. So yeah, no music, which is a bit of a damn, oh well. Audio balance, they've got listening mode, which is quite nice. A lot of the time you're only in stereo. We've got home theatre, maximum, television, headphones, midnight, home theatre, so good selection of stuff there. Mono audio on and off, a bit different. There you go. JJ podcast, obviously English video there, speakers on and off. Display and graphics. Now when you launch this game, there's a little box comes up and you get some options to adjust all this before you even start. Okay, they're all pretty much the same. Oh, well, I'll give you a quick heads up. This game runs brilliant. There is no stuttering, guys. You'll be pleased to hear that. So I'm on a 1440p monitor. Yeah, so it's detected my native res straight away. So I've not touched any of these controls yet. Obviously, there are other selections you can make. I'll quickly flip through them so you can see them. Go. Actually, there we go. Refresh rate, obviously turn the VSync off there, or half. In words out here. Refresh rate locked at 60. That's a bit weird because this monitor's actually got a 144 refresh rate, but it seems to have stopped it at 60. No idea why. Bit odd. If anybody knows that, please feel free to pop a comment down and tell me. Yeah, because I don't know why that's grayed out. Really odd. Never had that in any other game. You can always go up to maximum refresh if need be. Anyway, moving down, we'll keep VSync off so you guys can see the FPS. If you look on the left hand side of the screen there, you'll notice that I've got GPU usage and temperature, normal memory used, I've got all the CPU cores. So this is basically a Ryzen 2700. So this is a 12 thread CPU, and we've also got 8 core 16 thread. This is what happens when you run more than one systems, guys. It's a nightmare. Anyway, we've also got our FPS reading out at the bottom there. HDR on and off. I've got this disabled on Windows instead of on. The monitor does support it. The reason I've got it disabled is because, to be honest with you, I just think it looks garish and horrible in Windows mode, but that's personal preference. I'll give it to you. It does work. You can turn it on and off, and of course adjust the luminance level of it. Upscaling on and off. The game's determined I don't need it to upscale, so okay, that's fine. Obviously, if you're struggling with your FPS, you can turn that on and get a performance boost from it. Dynamic resolution scaling there. You can mess about with it to your heart's content. It defaulted at 30. Anti-aliasing TAA. Okay, so not bad options. Oh yeah, I'll just quickly show you one of the anti-aliasing is off. SMA, and it actually changes live. So if you look at the background screen, you can see it actually adjusting there, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that's the display options. If we bump across to the graphics options, it's preset to high. There is very high, and then you go back to very low, low, medium, and high. And you'll notice the background image there does change as you do that. Now, very high is pretty demanding, to be honest with you, from what I can see. So I'll probably leave it on its default high. Texture quality we have high, very high, and then to low. Okay, we'll leave that on high as well. Texture filtering, For some reason it's only set it to 4. I don't know if we can get more out of that. We've got tri-linear lock all the way up to 16. But still, I love look how the game looks, how the developer thinks it will run on this card. And believe me, it's good enough. Shadow quality, again, it's very low. You know, very high, low, medium, etc. Ambient occlusion, SSAO, and HBAO plus and off. Screen space reflections on and off. These are pretty demanding, as is my cat, which you probably heard me out in his head off a minute ago. I do apologise. All ray tracing features are off because this isn't a RTX card. Now, level of detail, high, very low. High. It's the same for all these options. Yeah, so you can mess around with them to get a bit more FPS if you want. If you're struggling with FPS, screen space reflections is going to be your main one, and also your adaptive res. Okay, and shadows can be quite intensive as well. You probably tweak a few of those down. Depth of field, bloom, lens flare, chromatic abbreviation. I would actually turn that off. I dislike the bluey yellow hue it gives everything. Big motion blur, field of view, film grain strength. I also turn film grain off. I'm not a fan of the speckling effect. Okay, let's go back. And what other settings have we got that I've not shown you? Accessibility. There we go, those are your accessibility options quickly. And gamepad. I'm using this on an old Xbox controller, but you can play it on a PS5 controller as well, and a PS4 controller of course. Vibration settings there, classics. They're good. Look at that haptic feedback, guys. I'll tell you what, it's like a zoo around here. I've got like a dog barking in the background now. Summertime, what can I say? Okay, so moving on. There's all your bits and bobs for that one. Camera swings, etc. Mouse. I couldn't play it on mouse, I tried. And of course, your key maps. There's your keys that it all uses, just in case you need that for any reason whatsoever. Lots of keys. It's pretty much a controller game though, in my opinion. It plays nice on controller. So without further ado, let's get into it and have a look at basically how it plays. Yeah, I've installed this on an SSD. It's not an M2, it's just a normal one, but I'm sure on an M2 you might get a fraction faster loading, not much. It loads quick anyway. Let's go. Okay, how quick are we going to go? Now I'll set that. So there we go, we are locked at 30 FPS, 35 FPS. And that is smooth, guys. There is absolutely no judder whatsoever. Now, when I played it, I did use VSync, which makes it much more fluid. You could obviously turn some of these options down and get it to 60 FPS very easily. Actual detail, well, let's land on the ground and take a look. It's pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't know I wasn't playing the PlayStation version, to be honest. The PlayStation version shouldn't be underrated. To be honest, the PlayStation 5 version, it looks phenomenal. So, you can't really sort of disrespect that. It does look nice. And this version also looks very nice. Not having ray tracing, of course, means that
Parker, where are you?
you've got no reflections.
Must run through the demonstration at least once before the grant committee
There's a
arrives.
window.
Yes.
Normally, on a ray tracing card or like a PlayStation, you would have a reflection of Spider-Man in the window.
Better wrap this up
Obviously,
quick
we
and
don't
get to
have
my
that
real
on this
job.
version. But it plays lovely. The story's good on this. The game's good on this. I mean, I'm not here to review the game, but honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent length of time. The city's a big open world. It looks good. Guys, if you're thinking about buying this on Steam, or Epic, I guess, go for it. It's a solid 8, 9 out of 10 game, this is. You won't regret buying it. Absolutely brilliant. Runs really well. And that hopefully is of some help to some of you out there. Thanks a lot for watching. And bye for now.